Bleed black and gold, buff forever. You already know, man. It's your boy, T Green, and I'm back with another one.
Okay. Let's break this all down first, y'all, because all these reports about Shilo Sanders filing for bankruptcy and all of that stuff. Let's break this all down. So we crystal clear here, and we're gonna say all of this is with allegedly because even though it's public information, just in case I slip up and say anything out of the norm, just know all of this is allegedly, even though this is public information. Okay, now that that's covered. Shilo Sanders, yes, he did file for bankruptcy. But let's break this all down because this stems from an allegedly assaulting a security guard, y'all, back in 2015. Now, I know that's like almost 9-10 years ago, so you're probably saying, what? Yes, that's when Shilo was all about 14-15 years old. So let's break this on down, right? So we know Shilo Sanders, son of head coach Deion Sanders, coach prime, big honcho, main man, right? Shilo is $11 million in debt, and he filed for bankruptcy, y'all, according to US Today, back in October of 2023. Now, the petition of relief was filed under Chapter 7 Colorado's bankruptcy code states that Sanders is on the hook for $11.3 million, y'all, stemming from a March 2022 civil trial out there in Texas, y'all. Now, check this out, right? The initial filing was noted that Sanders owns $478,000 in assets, though an amendment in December brought that number down to $320,000. Now check this out. A filing that was obtained by US Today, now US Today obtained this, not me, states that Sanders brought in a gross income of $193,000 during 2023 fiscal year. It was a little more than that. It was like $193,713 to be exact. But the number was actually down from $216,000, actually $216,950, which he netted playing out there at Jackson State during that season of 2022. Now, a large portion of that we already know come from this whole NIL situation, and also Sanders, right? Shilo Sanders, he owns a Mercedes, which is valued at $76,000. But with that being said, they combine all of those numbers, and that's how they came out with the number. So how this all come about? Let's get down to the nitty gritty, down to the cheese, right? The legal troubles, right, y'all? This all stemmed from a high school incident with his former security guard out there at AAA Academy in Dallas. Now, his former security guard, I could go ahead and say his name because, again, this is public information. Don Jardine, right? He filed a lawsuit against Sanders and the entire family back in 2016, y'all. And the suit states that allegedly in 2015, Shilo Sanders, who was 15 at the time, like I told you, he was 14, 15 or whatever, right? He assaulted Darjean after Sanders refused Darjean's request to turn over his cell phone. For whatever reason, I don't know, but we all done, got our little Twitter fingers going here and Google, and allegedly, I guess Darjean must have said, hey, let me get my cell phone, or whatever the case may be. Whatever the case was, Shilo ain't want to give that man back his phone. I don't know what this man took a photo of, or what he did with this phone, or what was in this phone that was so important. For whatever reason, Shilo ain't want to give it back to him. Now, check this out. Now, this is what the court document saying, and you could Google this. It said, it claims rather, Sanders slammed his elbow into Darjean's chest. Pow! You know what I mean? And continue to hit Darjean as he fell, right? So, boom, hit him in the chest as he falling back. Y'all just trying to imagine this. Boom, 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 boom. Knocking him out. You know what I mean? Hey, he's standing on business at that point, right? So, allegedly, right, He slammed his elbow into Darjean's chest, which we know, and as he fell, he continued to be hit, right? Darjean was taken to the hospital in the ambulance, y'all. I mean, that's what allegedly said they're saying that happened. You know, he had to be taken to the hospital in an ambulance and all of that. Darjean alleges that he sustained severe and permanent injuries, including a broken neck. That's crazy. Damage to his cervical spine, permanent neurological injuries, and irreversible inconsistencies. So it's just like, whoa. So allegedly, Shilo was giving him the business because he got stuff that's just messed up with him till this day, allegedly. We got to keep throwing that out there because, man, we just don't know. We only going by what we reading online, y'all. So now, like I say, Coach Prime, and at the time, his family, you know, I don't know if he was married to Shilo mom or was he still with the other kid's mom. Regardless of the fact, they was a part of this lawsuit too, right? But eventually they was dropped after winning a summary judgment against Darjean back in January of 2019. And now that's according to US Today. So that's why they was dropped, because of that summary judgment. In 2020, Sanders' attorneys, right? Shilo Sanders. When I'm saying Sanders, y'all, we speaking on Shilo. You know, I don't want y'all to think Coach Prime. But when Shilo attorneys asked to withdraw from the case, and this was in 2020, reason why they did that, because he was a redshirt freshman. Remember, Shilo played out there in South Carolina. You know what I mean? He was out there balling, doing his thing. But they saying that he could no longer financially afford their services. So trial dates were, you know, constantly delayed until, 2022. And then when the court decided to, convene and hear Darjean's case, allegedly, Sanders missed that crucial date. According to US Today, they say Dallas County-based court attached Sanders' trial noted that no updated mailing address for defendant Shilo Sanders. It says that in attempt to send a notice to Sanders in February of 2022, a trial date set for March, though it's used as an address listed in South Carolina where he hadn't resided on a permanent basis since 2020. Now, to me, that's kind of crazy. Why are they mailing out information out there to South Carolina when they know Shilo is not out there? Hello? Are y'all living underneath a rock? But that's neither here nor there, you know what I mean? Now, I don't know what could have went wrong, but allegedly, Sanders did not attend the trial since he did not receive notice and no attorneys was present to represent him. Why? Because they all withdrew because they said that Shilo couldn't afford the bill, which, come on now, Coach Prime is his father. Of course he can afford the bill. But for whatever reason, they withdrew because of, financial. Right? Now, with that being said, Shilo did not attend the trial. So he didn't receive the notice, so he say, and no attorney was present. And as a result, we already know what's going to happen. The court entered a default judgment back in March of 2022. And Darjean ordered Sanders to pay $11.89 million, y'all. And that's right, million, like millions. That's crazy, $11.89 million. So why did Shilo Sanders file for bankruptcy? Check this out. We got to keep going with this, y'all. So sit back, go ahead and pop your popcorn and listen up. As a petition for relief, right? Sanders filed for bankruptcy in an attempt to get his debt either partially or entirely discharged. Makes good financial sense, right? I know down here in the state of Florida, you can file for bankruptcy, and I think you 7 or 10 years, you're kind of good. You know what I mean? So, in addition, Sanders was granted a stay on his payment until, Colorado's bankruptcy court enters a final decision. You probably wonder what Colorado bankruptcy court got to do with this. Obviously, Shilo as well. And Boulder, y'all, which we noticed. So, Chapter 7 of Colorado Bankruptcy Code states that check this out. In exchange for his cooperation, fully disclosure in terms of non-exempt assets, a person is entitled to receive a discharge and eliminate most of his debts. Non-exempt assets including jewelry, property that is not filer's primary home or vehicle with equity among various other possessions and property the court may deem worthy. So with that being said, Sanders' attorney states that Sanders has been in full compliance with any requirements of this this bankruptcy filing thus far. So he been, hey man, y'all come, hey, you see, this what I got, this what in my bank, y'all come check out the crib. I mean, hey, this the jewelry I got, this is, this the NIL money that I'm making. I'm in on TV playing my father in BMF, and we getting all this NIL money. I'm in commercials with KLC. Hey, this what I'm making, right? So Sanders' attorneys, like I said, states that he's in full compliance. So check this out. This is what they had to say too. Sanders has taken no action to hide, transfer, destroy, or mutilate assets, either on a pre or post-petition date basis, and even went so far as to voluntarily turn over $210,000 to the bankruptcy trustee without waiting for further order from the bankruptcy court or even stipulation for the turnover. That's what Sanders' attorney said in the court filing obtained by who else? US Today. Now, so in other words, y'all, to break that all down, Shilo went to the bank. Hey, let me get $210,000 up out of here. Let me turn this over to the bankruptcy court to show that, hey, I ain't trying to do nothing. I'm trying to just, get this behind me, get this on figured out and go ahead and move on, So that's what he been doing. So I know it's been a lot of talk, on the internet this past weekend about, man, Shilo and millions and millions and millions of dollars. That could be true. He is in some debt. I can't hold you to it. But at the end of the day, y'all, this was something that happened back in 2015. I'm not saying it was right. I'm not saying it was wrong, because we don't know what really happened with why Shilo didn't want to give him back that cell phone. So with that being said, man, you can't, judge a man almost 10 years later about some stuff that happened back then. And let's break this down even further. If it is true, he didn't get the paperwork or know to come to court. Come on, man. I mean, they sent that to an old address. Should have been forwarded to the new address. Maybe so. I know down here, like I say, I'm in Florida. I know with our post service, hey, you move, you go ahead and set up a little forwarding address. Anything come to the old crib, gonna get forwarded to your new address. You know what I mean? And nowadays you have it where, hey, they send you a copy of it to your email to let you know, hey, you got a package on the way or you got mail on the way. But I'm just saying that's how things down south here in Florida. Now, I don't know how things is in the South and Texas, could be a little different. But either way, Shilo didn't appear in court. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, I mean, whoa, $11.89 million. What Darjean suing him for? I mean, whew. But if he really got his neck broken, sustaining these injuries, I mean, I'm sure they could have worked out something that got this settled. But that's just me talking, y'all. That's just me talking. So don't hold me to that. But with that being said, man, like I say, we got to report the good, the bad, the ugly, and the in-between. So you already know the motto.
You already know the motto, man. Another day above ground is what? Truly a blessing. Like, share, subscribe, tune in with your boy, T Green, and I'm going to be right back with another one.